Now let's begin the conversation. We begin with a conflict that has withstood many seasons in the political space. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo and former Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose renewed their feud at Fayose's 65th birthday celebration in Lagos at the weekend. Obasanjo, who was the special guest of honor, recounted how Fayose abused him severally in the past without batting an eyelid. The former president noted that Fayose must repent from all misconduct to begin to prepare for heaven. Now, clearly angered by Obasanjo's remarks, Fayose sent the former president a thank you text message filled with insults. Fayose rained insults on the 89-year-old Obasanjo, whom he declared, and I quote, belongs in the zoo. Okay, BK. First of all, let's start from the beginning. What's your assessment of former President Olusegun Obasanjo's comment at the birthday party of former Governor Ayodele Fayose?
Let me start by saying, in our culture, as Yoruba people, you do not insult an old man, especially one older than you by more than 20 years. The way Fayose did. Fayose was wrong. But if there is a word like wronger, Obasanjo was wronger. If we can coin that word, I say Fayose was wrong. You have insulted an old man the way he did.
Okay.
But Obasanjo was wronger, in inverted commas. You don't choose an occasion like that to say the kind of things that he said about him. He talked about issues that had been forgotten. He dredged them up. Issues like the Ekiti poultry palaver, for which the EFCC put Fayose on trial and made the man who was running the poultry, Benga James, the prosecution witness, against his friend. Talked about that and other things. If you admitted that Fayose had apologized, you spoke to his wife, all of that, you should have just let it go. Why bring it up right there? You stood the celebrator up for 1 hour, 14 minutes. And you were saying all kinds of nasty things about him. And no one relieved you of the microphone because of your stature. Fayose had long made up with Ewi of Ado-Ekiti. Long made up. During his second term, Fayose and Ewi were very close. Okay. He honored Ewi at every opportunity during his second term. You went back to their misunderstanding and said Fayose demanded that Ewi should come and see him in his office when you were trying to make peace. How about you, who went to Oyo State and ordered traditional rulers, including first class, to stand up?
I remember.
Remember?
I remember.
That by that conduct, did he honor tradition? Did he honor traditional rulers? A man who publicly disgraced Yoruba traditional rulers at an event in Oyo State, accusing Fayose of not honoring Ewi. He said, Nile Karo Jiri. You know? So Fayose felt insulted. But what was even the point? The question to ask Fayose himself, what was the point of bringing Obasanjo to your birthday? What was the point?
Well, maybe as a show of peace, you know, between them.
Now, like what both of them are saying to themselves that, oh, you can't change. He too said Fayose cannot change. So two people or two persons who cannot change, they have now headbutted one another. It's a big, big show of shame, especially the extent to which Fayose abused him. Because whether we like it or not, Obasanjo may be a pestersome and difficult to like individual. But as an old man, by our tradition, you need to honor his age. You may not honor his conduct. You may not honor his idiosyncrasies, but you must honor his age. That's where Fayose was wrong. And those words were very harsh. To call a man that old, somebody who belongs in the zoo, I think Fayose went too far. But an old man who goes to a party, you are invited to the party. For even agreeing to attend, the assumption is that you had forgiven all sins that he committed against you. You know? You then went there. You were not supposed to be the last person to speak because by protocol, once the president's representative had spoken, nobody ought to open his mouth again and speak. Okay. Except the person giving the vote of thanks. Obasanjo then said, look, let me give the vote of thanks. By tradition, it is the members of the family that should give vote of thanks. How did you? You came from all the way from Ibogun, or what's that hometown? You came all the way from that place to come and give vote of thanks. What somebody from the family should have given, because you knew what was in your mind. You wanted to use that opportunity to disgrace him and create a kind of fait accompli whereby no other person will speak after you have spoken. And then you now orchestrated one praise singing and all that. No, they were not interested in that. I was looking at Fayose in that is damask with the trouser reaching not, I mean, with his trouser floating. He was almost bursting with anger. I was watching him. He's someone that I know very well. If he had the opportunity, he would have rushed to attack the former president. I guess he was restrained because his wife was there and all that, because I don't think Fayose is such a gentlemanly person that you will stand in for 1 hour, 14 minutes, and you insult him without him trying to get a word in. So I think it's a lesson to both men. Yes. If you are not convinced that somebody has forgiven you for abusing him, don't invite him to your party. And if you invite him to your party, don't give him a chance to talk. Okay. That's one lesson for people like him. Then, Obasanjo, if you are not sure that a rascally person that once insulted you had changed his ways, had done character transplant, don't go to his event, because he could still use that opportunity to deal with you.
I mean, the reply by the former governors generated a lot of comment, just like what BK said. Some really, words were used. Was the former governor right or wrong to have used such words on the former president? He talked about age.
Well, personally, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do what Fayose did. And I wouldn't have advised him, if I'm in a position to advise him, to do that. However, there are different individuals and personalities, and we respond to things differently. I tell you what Baba Obasanjo did for Fayose was bad. It was really, really bad. And it's not even about Fayose alone. I guess the man was more concerned about his wife, because the wife is not a politician. Fayose is the politician. And you told the world, Fayose's wife actually used Fayose's phone to speak with Obasanjo. And Obasanjo told the world that that was what happened. And he even told the world that he told Fayose's wife that that you are not people of honor. That is the meaning of that. And also, bringing up a case of how many years. So the way we react to things are different. But let me tell you something that I think I find interesting. What I find interesting is that Fayose is more determined not to use his own money to bring a man that will insult him on his birthday. And I guess that was why he went all out to rain abuse on the former president. Do you know that Fayose gave President Obasanjo $20,000 to attend that party?
Yes.
So for Fayose, it's like, you can't collect my money
and still
come here to insult me.
Was it because of old age?
It's not old age. It was predetermined. No, it was predetermined. He knew what he was doing.
Like a father to
as a matter of fact, last week, when he went to commission some projects in Oyo State, he said it publicly that a former governor had invited him to his birthday party, that former governor used to abuse him, and that he's going to attend. So it was a deliberate thing. He wanted to just give it back to him. He wanted to show him that, look, this is what it is. And you know what he said? He said, your money, you gave. He was the one that asked him to give him that money. Yes. He said, I'm a general. I cannot be using my stipend to be coming for your birthday. So you give me transport money. I guess both of them, they have the two men. Somebody described the two of them. I don't want to say it as two.
They are very similar.
Yes, they are similar. They are similar in character. They are similar in attitude. They can't hold things within themselves. Fayose cannot control his anger. That is the way I look at him. He's too brash. Brash, yes. Because ordinarily you would have expected that, because the sympathy was even towards him. Yes. That's the interesting thing. After the
birthday was successful.
Yes, and the birthday was successful. After that message, everybody was like, why should Obasanjo say this? Why should this happen? But I think because he wanted to collect his $20,000, which he has already collected. Yes. He has collected.
Now, the former president also replied, you know, those words that were used, he replied, I've returned your money. And what's your reaction to? And also, I was told to ask, maybe because of his age.
Obasanjo is still very sharp at that age. Mandela, even at 90, still had clarity of thought. He was still very clear-headed. Obasanjo is still very clear-headed. He knows what he's doing now.
It was deliberate.
It's just plain mischief-making on the part of him. He knew what he was. Don't everything that Fayose was saying that, oh, maybe dementia associated with old age. No. This is a man who goes to international conferences to speak. And it makes sense at those places. So he knew, he planned this in his heart, that I'm going to teach this guy a lesson. He planned it. But they shouldn't have gone that far. What were you doing at their party?
And
if your goal was simply to insult them.
He requested to do the vote of thanks.
Yes. So it was deliberate.
Yes, he knew that nobody would be able to talk
after
that. So.
Even Fayose would not be able to talk. By protocol, after vote of thanks, what's left again?
He even led the song
one guy, I don't know, Dan Kazim in Ilorin used to say, the end look my cinema.
Yes.
I said, Juni, thank you very much. At the end of a movie,
that's exactly
the end. Nobody writes thank you for watching. It's just the end. That's the last.
He even raised the song, Koito.
To people who are very angry. After standing them up for over an hour and something.
But Dike, I like what you said, that despite the apparent mockery, Yoruba culture regards it's highly inappropriate for a younger person
to go that far.
Speak
harshly. You see, the Fayose spoke like today's young people.
Yeah.
Today's young people, a lot of them badly trained, untrained. They will do that. They won't say anything wrong. Remember the young boy who bounced Soyinka from his seat. Whereas our generation, our own generation, will feel honored that he was sleeping on my seat.
Exactly.
Even people who are not famous like Soyinka, women, northern women that I've seen on my seat, I've allowed them to stay there out of honor for womanhood. You know, but these young people, he bounced the old man from his seat.